Some kind leak tape nearby in the ambulance trial, Brana Ato Forson, Godfred Dame, any MPP abandoned a court. So causing financial loss to the state. Mukai recording be a buyer conversation between Richard Jakpa and the then Attorney-General Godfred Dame Asama Bahum. One hire back be losing the license. One share back so send the post away this Supreme Court judge, ye be year friend ne so. Very serious matters are ever. Now I think that Jakpa finally petition no under the rag, but after na sem na started ba. Asem na nkasa te san me kai wo petition no tape no niam ewom. Me wia Godfred Dame sa time na asem ne bae no or grantee exclusive press conference explaining here on the side of the issue no e die no kan was a press conference nim na Jakpa petition no dey come CID no so e dey ne wom. Again, what are the ramifications a bit me about Godfred Dame so? Justice Yonny Kulendi, ano ne Godfred Dame nya yedmo wa kufu the law firm kufu the prempe enko no. E den na ni di ba asem we ma petition akosi yen yinadi. Say Justice of the Supreme Court. Nti won sama kasa say dia na say video no ewa. Wahwene nyina wie ansa na abeti ase na ansa na yebekọ mesro so be subscribe ama me o subscribe no click bell notification me the video bi atuma obehu na watimi ahwe wo wie nso a na waja comment in the comment section nyina ya de eden ye de asia de in a more the cross manner say de bia meka no na wo wie nso abekọ app any Play Store pan rate wo ho e person send this kaba Ghana no de bibia ma so school fees so say hotel no mu say ma dan yo say dan yo. You don't need to go to the individual remitting platforms and so download pan rate one stop. Obia de not be mount. No click in a bebo na o de do my iPhone or Android o yenina store no e wonderful. Let's quickly go into the matter. Mokaya ambulance trial no. How do I summarize for you? Prof Mills time when you be Ghana na ambulance so. You just about 45 ambulances then in around 2011 2012. Into mo say you got ambulances at time no. Now just about 1.5 million euros. Na ambulance na yekotoni any company bi efini Blue Sea Company. Blue Sea Company no mo intermediary ene Richard Jakpa. Abranti bia no ye military person somehow military eyinadi. We know what's happened there. Na ono na be between Blue Sea na company na ebre ambulance na ene the government of Ghana. Contract ne course nyina wie no. Aban and this MPP aban ba no mo say ambulance na buy na fried rice machines cars na the ton fried rice ni bi na ambulance papa bia it is under a charging crofo for causing financial loss to the state omo charge nipa miensa Mr. Sylvester Animana no ye chief director with the Ministry of Health omo charge Richard Jakpa and on the intermediary between Blue Sea Company and the government of Ghana and omo charge Ato Forson at time no on a current finance minister no a deputy finance minister deputy to Setekwe asam court na Ato Forson say me let the be a trust deputy minister no me boss yes Setekwe and a mammy troll letter no Setekwe in open court also testify say Ato Forson wrote the letter on his instruction letter near then letter near no letters of credit near TNSA or Bank of Ghana na so Trauma Bank of Ghana so mama Blue Sea no letter of credit near take nyina bro foka Kenya na say what the ambulance the buy you betua oka ti amobi permission so the fabra what the baby betua oka it na Godfred Dame say sa de na Ato Forson ambulance na buy no supposedly enye papa no ntino wa cause financial loss to the state e wanna Richard Jakpa bem ni Blue Sea say sa de a what Attorney-General ya 2021-2022 introduce we for the plea bargaining say ma fa bibia de ma fa bibia aban ne say ma fa ne sika bi ni ade no monte ase a me ye ready say metua aban ne nye sika no na ye ntwasem no so enti Blue Sea for ne ese betua Godfred Dame on Joy News can say on yes can because that interaction should be started by Ato Forson na asam ne bono enya Richard Jakpa. But what I say Richard Jakpa so nya interest so be admo didi hu. Ono so interest no nya no the government had issue with this so nya sa amount no as an interest serving as an intermediary between the government of Ghana and the Blue Sea Company no. Now, how did Justice Yonny Kulendi come into this conversation? Yen name say some no high court ni ade wie no Ato Forson and Richard Jakpa was acquitted and discharged. Attorney-General Godfred Dame then eka sa won tiase ye obe follow up the matter no minim ba bia kwoti so far but Ato Forson as we speak was acquitted and discharged as some no na so bi enim na nanka Okay, then ruling by the High Court at Justice Bright Mensa and Justice Kwekwa Kabuafwa. Omuno give you the majority ruling in favor say yen trust nimni bibiano because Ato Forson file a mistrial based on leak audio ya mebaba wono into a file a mistrial no court no ne ya adwen say nye maybe case no hunti no Ato Forson Richard Jakpa Kofi. But one of the things that the justice said, say, si epo bi anke be charge ambulance, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance there. Ono no dey answer one letter of health ministry na say making sure say dey na buy no, papa and answer nyanya papa. Why did Ato Forson file a mistrial? It was because of this leak tape. Tape ni 16 minutes. When tieni na won ti asem na say entity.
You pay only after the goods have been delivered, but that's also the contract, not so.
Yes, but then the financial instrument for the project is an irrevocable letter of credit. So good. So that credit letter has already been sent.
Hold on, no problem. But in my view, that letter of area, the contract requires that you pay by letter of credit, not so.
Yes. In addition, you should establish it upon the sign of the contract. So already you have paid.
Upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Yes. Upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulance, since there was no advance mobilization, advance payment, that LC was a security that you have to establish ahead.
No problem. It's not the contract for every 50 ambulance. It is the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Pardon?
It is the contract for. I'm saying upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Yes.
It is the contract for every 50 ambulance.
The contract is for 200 ambulances in tranches of 50.
Good. Hold on. So that contract for 50 ambulance is different from this one.
No. It is the contract is one contract for 200 ambulances, which has been broken down within the contract for every few. You establish LC for every 50 tranche. So you have 4 LCs for the 200 ambulances.
No, that part here. I disagree with you. But if you look at the terms of the contract, it's quite clear. And it should not be difficult for you to accept because really it doesn't put you in any problem at all. That does not put you into any difficulty. I don't know the Minister of Health, the Minister of Finance. So for me, if you accept that, it doesn't put you in any difficulty.
The problem I have in accepting that for you, for you is that in there are letters that confirm that both from government and from a principal that is for every 50 ambulances. That confirms that. And I'll be sending those letters in. So I cannot go against what the letters say and the contract say because I was the agent at that time. Jakpa business was the agent.
Hold on. LCs on site. Payment shall be in euros. For first of all, there shall be no advance payment.
Yes.
What does advance payment mean?
What it means is that you are not the supplier was not going to be paid any cash, any money for him to use in procuring all the accessories and everything to manufacture. So the manufacturer will use his own money to buy the ambulance vans, all the accessories from across the globe, with the security from government being the LC. And the LC has conditions precedent.
Hold on. Richard, yes, advance payments don't mean paying in advance of the delivery of the goods.
They said no advance payment.
Yes, advance payment means that you are paying before the goods are delivered to you.
No, they said no advance payment. Not that there's advance payment. Yes. No advance. Mean you will not pay.
Yes, until the goods are delivered to you. Also.
Yes.
Yeah, so until the goods are delivered, you don't pay at all.
You don't pay.
Also. So, and then also it goes ahead to say that payment shall be in a free manner. LCs on site of goods. In fact, what is the LC on site of goods? What does it mean? What
LC on site of goods means is that when you ship the documents, when you ship the goods, when you ship the goods from your port of origin, the bill of lading of the goods is what you use as
LC on site of goods means when the goods have been shipped.
They have been shipped.
And then the goods have been delivered in Ghana.
No, when the goods have been shipped, because you have gone to do pre-shipment. So what I'm trying to explain is that so you use the bill of lading. You use a bill of lading. You use a bill of lading.
You establish the LCs after pre-shipment inspection.
No
dispute about that.
No, the LC is established as soon as you sign the contract. You establish the LC, and that becomes the security comfort for the supplier to invest his money.
It says LCs on site of goods shall return upon the signing of the contract.
Yes.
For every future ambulances.
Yes.
Yes. Which contract is this? It's not a contract for every future ambulance. So under this main contract, this was like the main contract.
The main contract and LC for every 50 of the 200. So the contract is not saying that government should establish one LC which is 15.8 million euros for the whole 200 at a go. No. Government has a bulk contract of 15.8 million euros. Now, this contract will become, the ambulance will be coming in tranches of 50 ambulances. So you establish your LC for the 50. When that 50 have been delivered and everything sorted out and handed over, another LC is established for another subsequent 50 until you finish all the 200. That is what the contract says. So the LC that was established.
Even then, hold on. I don't agree with your explanation. But even then, this explanation, that's not what happened in this case.
Okay, what happened?
Yeah, that's not what happened. Yes, because the LC was established even before pre-shipment inspection.
Yes.
Also,
yes.
There was no pre-shipment inspection. So, so it means there was no basis for the LC to be established in the first place.
No.
Really not your problem anyway.
Right, that place, in that particular place, you are getting it wrong. If you may have patience for me to explain.
No.
You are getting it wrong there because when you establish LC, the LC had conditions precedent for it to be on it. And the condition precedent states that you can only cash the LC when you present shipping documents, which is bill of lading, to the Ghana International Bank of the buyer before the LC can be honored. So even though the LC was established upon the signing of the contract, was supposed to be established upon the signing of the contract, it cannot be cashed or honored. It becomes a form of security for the supplier to invest his own money. And when he ships the ambulances, he can then send a bill of lading to your bankers to then honor the LC, because that is a condition precedent.
But in any case, in this case, even the LC was actually cashed. Everything, that payment was actually made before the goods were shipped. No. The goods got to Ghana.
No.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't have the supply. There's no way under the sun he could have cashed the LC before the shipping document, which were condition precedent, was presented to Ghana International Bank. Even when he presented the document to Ghana International Bank refused to honor the LC, raising issues of discrepancy, which came back to Bank of Ghana, which later went to the Ministry of Health, and then Animana authorized Bank of Ghana through Ministry of Finance to pay, because they had sorted out the discrepancies with Big C. That time, around this time, the ambulances had already arrived in Ghana. You are not privy to this one, I'm telling you.
In my view, if we agree to this theory, it's so simple, the theory of the case.
Not agree to the way you want to go, the way you want to go about it.
So let's describe it that way. Let's describe it that way. Do you want to go about it?
Okay,
fine. Agree this way. For me, it makes it simple.
Yes, it will make
it doesn't involve any difficulty for you.
Yes, I agree. I understand your point.
When you say there's no advancement, yes. When you say there's no advancement, ordinarily meaning in Ghana that you don't pay until you get your goods. Now the contract here, even the clear terms, unless maybe you guys did not draft the contract, it says LCs on site of goods shall be established upon the signing of the contract for every future.
No, the contract was drafted by government. It was done by government.
Oh, yes.
And it was an AG department perused the contract and approved the contract for government.
It is not a problem whether they approve it. Every contract is actually approved before later when they're implementing it, and problems.
You see, what the difficulty I have with your position is that, you see, frankly speaking, fine, as you are saying, if I agree to your position, how you want to go about it, and how you want me to go about my answering questions and things, if I go by that way, frankly speaking, I'll be dishonest, because I know that is not how it's supposed to be, and I'll be dishonest in such a way that I'll be assisting for someone I know is completely innocent about this. For example, Ato Forson, to be jailed because I knew something was wrong, was not the way, and I decided to keep quiet and to answer the question in a way that will make your case better for you to jail him. I'll be battling with my conscience. That is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue with Yonny Kulendi, when I went to Yonny Kulendi's place, anytime you bring this issue, that is my problem I'm having. Because me, for example, I am in this case because I'm innocent and I'm going through ordeal. So I'm looking at another person also going to go through ordeal and through me because I know the truth and I decide not to say it because I want to help the AG make his case. And I ask myself, what is my interest in it?
I'm not asking you to really help me. I'm just going by it. Anyway, so that's fine. So this one was even just by the way.
I hope you get my difficulty.
It's on the phone. I don't even know that.
Oh no. No, don't worry about that one. My issue. I'm just. Oh no. You and I will be meeting. You'll be meeting me at my cousin's place. And you've been bringing this issue up several times, and I keep telling you that I can't do that because it doesn't sit well with me.
The terms of contract. The terms of contract are simple. At least on sides have established upon the side of the contract for which to with us.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah.
It's for every. So when you see the hand for every 50 ambulance, means that it's not only the 50.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
For every, it means that. It is not only 50.
All right.
Mean that there are a lot of 50s that will be following. So that is what I was trying to explain to you. So frankly speaking, the LC that was established was as a security for the supplier to invest his own money since there's no advance.
Yes, it is the same that was used to pay. Because LC was the means of payment and the agreement.
Yes. When the conditions precedents are met,
which is what that agrees that they have some documents
that he has the bill of ladings. The ambulance have been shipped and the bill of ladings are presented. That is when you can catch the LC. So until you ship the ambulances, you can't catch the ambulance. You can't catch the LC.
But it was that in this case also.
Yes, in this case, yes. When he shipped the ambulances. He then presented their documents to Ghana International Bank, and then Ghana International Bank refused to honor the LC and raised issues of discrepancies, which was later cleared by Animana at the Ministry of Health for payment to proceed. And that is how he was paid. So, frankly speaking, if there's somebody who authorized this payment to go on, even though in Ghana International Bank raised issues of discrepancies, it's Animana. He was authorizing those payments.
But you quote when you heard the Bank of Ghana officials and the Minister of officials and even Tepe say that no payment can go on except with Minister of Finance authorization. There's no way Minister of Health will authorize. In fact, Minister of Health actually even their letter they said no, they should go ahead and produce ambulances.
For that letter that CID wrote that they should suspend production and those things was contrary to the terms of the contract, and that letter went to the office, the AG's office, and the AG debunked that letter and wrote his legal opinion and told her that they should proceed. So AG, that letter had been destroyed by your department, by your ministry. So that letter is of no value. It is the AG's legal opinion that overrode that letter, and Ministry of Finance had to implement the AG's opinion.
Yeah, and by the AG's legal opinion, the terms of contract were honored.
Yes.
Or the terms of contract were breached.
And because they were already breached, and the AG wanted them to honor it. So that CID's letter that you want to rely on is of no value.
They honor it. Honor the terms of contract.
The ministry. Yeah, they still didn't honor some part of the contract. They honored the LC part But when it came to a pre-shipment inspection, they refused to honor that particular part.
Okay.
So they waive their right to go and inspect. And then they turn around and blame people for you not going to inspect to rectify any manufacturing defect that the pre-shipment inspection was meant to kill. So, CID, through her negligence and refusal to implement the pre-shipment inspection, created this problem. That's what I was trying to head.
The reason why that's my timetable for the rest of the
that means that you are not going to be around.
So, and then even next week, the whole of next week, I'll not be around. There's a way of you not even finishing next week. I would appreciate.
I'll not finish next week. I don't think I'll be able to finish because the documents are many. So you will surely go and come and meet me.
No,
but that will also depend upon the judge's behavior.
You can bring one medical experience next week.
Okay. Okay, fine. If you bring a medical excuse next week.
I think you. How can I bring medical excuse?
No, you are saying that I should bring a medical excuse next week.
You can if you want.
But brother, you want this one to issue bench warrant for me again?
Right. Anyway.
Because you can see that I was really in my admission struggling for my life, and she issued bench warrant for me to be arrested, and my name was put everywhere.
That's right.
Now, if I go and do another one, as you are saying, my brother, this woman will issue another bench warrant for me and destroy the little of my reputation left. He will destroy it.
Right. No problem.
But you will surely go and come and meet me still talking. So don't worry.
No problem. All right.
Okay. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
Yes. So that is the tip. Now, tape ne buy no na you doctor da ya doctor da ya kase be a doctor da ya twetwe bibia siani anya sa na tie ne ya twetwe bibia siani tese ne buy na journalist you need to be fair. Godfred Dame was given the opportunity to explain the audio na shadanya clear sir but see 6 minutes tieni na ye credit to join you say no kind.
Regarding Richard Jakpa, yes. So I think that, as I said, the full facts were actually unraveled in the course of court proceedings. The tape was played many times. Even when Jakpa was the witness box, the tape was played again. I proceeded to cross-examine him. The DPP had early on cross-examined on allegations affecting me personally because I deemed that no, you cannot be saying things. I said this, I didn't say that, and that becomes a little bit awkward. So the DPP exercised I told the DPP to conduct that part. In the main cases, the main case affecting Jakpa, I did that. When I was cross-examining, he never even brought it up because he knew the allegations that were made in the media were totally false. The true facts are simple. I've never met Richard Jakpa anywhere in my life apart from the courtroom and on a few occasions in the house of Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Yonny Kulendi. And that's because I have never arranged any meeting with him. I mean, Justice Kulendi is a very respected figure in Ghana, a former member of the same firm that I trained the Kufari Pepe & Co. And we had good relations before he became a judge. In fact, it's even important to note that the house that I live in, which I bought in 2014, I bought it from Justice Kulendi's clients. So we have had that when he was a lawyer, practicing lawyer. And I don't think he even wanted to go to Supreme Court at that time. So we had that very good relationship and all. So a few occasions, maybe a Christmas party, Easter time, and that kind of thing, I'll go to Kulendi's house. Occasionally, he will call me. He had not seen a long while. Oh, I'll come over, and I come over. Then I met him on those few occasions. The interactions we had did not bother anything at all. And indeed, on one of the visits, the very last visit, I knew that he was nowhere. It's a matter of record. And the record of proceedings in the court showed that even the day in question, his own counsel had called the DPP to arrange an adjournment because he knew his client was nowhere. And the case came on, the judge asked the lawyer for the accused actually requested that they go into chambers and discuss matters bordering on adjournment. Again, because of the awareness of Richard Jakpa. And they went, and because of the awareness of Richard Jakpa, and adjournment was granted. Incidentally, that week happened to be the week just preceding an international arbitration that had the United Kingdom. It's a matter of record. Look at all the dates and all. The hearing of the GC net matter, which subsequently the government of Ghana won, was on the Monday after the secret recording by Richard Jakpa, which was on either the Tuesday or the Thursday. So, and the international arbitration proceedings are so voluminous. And whilst in office, I cultivated the habit of conducting most international arbitration cases ourselves. Myself and my deputy Ghana, Snowball Dapa, and all who go with other state attorneys and all. So the case against Richard Jakpa used to come on Tuesday and Thursday. By the Thursday, if you are telling you are burning a lot of work, cabinet, National Security Council, court, everything, you must try and do all together. So on the very Thursday, I think it was the Thursday or Tuesday or Thursday, I realized I had to really prepare for the international arbitration. Otherwise, the hearing that was supposed to come up the next Monday, I would be very much troubled. So by 12 p.m., by 11 a.m., the matter was becoming at 12 a.m., I realized I was still not really ready or pushed to do my study. And that was it. Single phone call that I made to him, which was the serious matter of the proceedings. As so I went to call him just to, because indeed I knew he was not well. And that day, as I said, he actually went to court and got an adjournment because it was not well. I just called him in that conversation, not knowing he himself had that illicit agenda and was secretly recording and was saying the things that he got on the tape, which the judge said that those things, if you look at them, came from him and not from me. That's why I said, so you yourself, I mean, you're not well the day I met you. Is it possible? He said, oh, he's afraid because the judge had earlier on, it was a matter of fact as well, issued a bench warrant for his arrest. And so he was afraid to obtain or to apply for excuse from court proceedings on basis of being unwell. I said, well, you can get a medical report. That was exactly what. Then he said, well, it's a little too late. He's afraid of the judge. And they went. But when they went, he actually obtained an adjournment because it was not well. So the fact of my asking him to obtain medical certificate because he was not well was nothing but factual. Was not an attempt to get him to procure any evidence or anything at all. That is it. And then you asked about why did I speak to him in the absence of his counsel? I've told you exactly the circumstances that led to that, which of course he manipulated and all that. And you will see that Ayini says the consulting counsel for defense. The question is whether Ayini consulted counsel for defense in the presence of the DPP and all that. Clearly, all those conversations Ayini had with counsel for defense, the DPP and co were not present, acting by himself. These are matters that can look at. Anyway.
Yes. And to year, he confirmed he called Richard Jakpa. Tie. Audio no betima ko back. Me ka say bia me na me miss quote no. 2. He confirmed say onim Richard Jakpa was sharing in courts and was sharing one ne uncle fee with Justice Yonny Kulendi. So the name Yonny Kulendi was introduced into this conversation ambulance case on phone by the leak tape. And that is when we got to know say ne wofa say any Richard Jakpa. How does Yonny Kulendi link to Godfred Dame? On na here adwuma kufu ado prempem ko. No me lawyers. Ni fie kro say so 2014 or no obi a no just Yonny Kulendi na lawyer ho. Etuja kwa transaction na Yonny Kulendi ne mu bi. Enti ho na asem no efiri ba. So Godfred Dame in fact fresh or kind of friend no yare. The question there before I go on a petition is on say, why would Attorney-General call a suspect in an issue, not his lawyer? Very curious. I'm asking critical questions. I'm not saying say why that is for the court to decide the Biamicano. Men pass something I allegedly am aware. Why did he make that call? 2. Wasn't it curious? So Jakpa will feel on Kenya so because the issue word was say several times and a couple of times. Next, more than one. Couldn't he have avoided meeting him? Ewa uncle fear be or call by express it is the Justice Kulendi patch on Bessemisha Brand because men was some. That is also curious. And why will you call somebody? So I can't so bait for 16 minutes allegedly. And tell no issue no. Media me doing some nakoda. Enti say case no Jakpa file in July, but he kept it under wraps. And or there come police CID. As at the 23rd July 2025, thereby not say petition of Richard Jakpa against Godfred Dame regarding fabrication of evidence to implicate Honorable Dr. Ato Forson and lie to the court. Or say, my name is Richard Jakpa. I was the executive chairman of Jakpa at Business Limited. I was arraigned before the High Court, blah, 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 no bone, including Mabama, wana, send a video anyway to my menscape. Or say, 4. Godfred Dame solicited my cooperation to testify in a manner to incriminate the first accused, and he helped fast-track the conclusion of the case. 5. The testimony to incriminate Dr. Ato Forson after I opened my defense led to a phone call to me on 23rd day of March 2024 by the learned Attorney-General when I was to appear in High Court to continue my evidence in chief in terms of the witness statement I had filed. In the phone conversation between the then Attorney-General and me, which I have attached to the petition, Inti Jakpa tape na nkasa no dia petition don come CID. CID na ebe chirem say no they have the wherewithal to tell us say eh no kra na say nya no kra eh doctor nya say the doctor no. That also be interesting to know. Or see, I testify not based on the matter personally perceived and understood by me, but based on a suggestion and to skew my understanding of the issues in such a way to implicate the first accused person and to further lie to the court that I was not well by procuring a false excuse duty to that effect. Or say, Godfred Dame explanation the bass of friend because na case bo UK ni US so say so kodi na wo nya hu tuna catch Jakpa so ya ready akwaji permission no Jakpa say na on jare Godfred Dame na catch say on jare. This is his word according to his petition. I say, in that telephone conversation, Godfred Dame directly engaged me on the subject matter of letters of credit as Attorney-General of the Republic and stated how he thought I should answer questions regarding letters of credit. During cross-examination, contrary to my honest understanding and knowledge of how letters of credit work, I disagreed with him, but he insisted that it could not bear any risk to me. He further said that he would be traveling outside the country and not able to be in court at the next adjourned date, and I seek an adjournment from the court by getting an excuse from a hospital to the court that I was sick. To allow him to be present in court before I proceed with my testimony. But I declined this criminal, dishonest and unethical suggestion from him as Attorney General then. In the circumstances, I pray that the attempt by Godfred Dame for me to testify in a particular way so as to dishonestly, wickedly, and without any iota of conscience implicate Honorable Dr. Ato Forson and to lie to the court by procuring a false excuse duty which constitutes a criminal fabrication of evidence to be investigated and to face the full consequence if found guilty. If found guilty, that question called the comma banner, man reading anything to be culpable because this is very necessary. Because this is very necessary, especially when the diabolical and vicious action by the Attorney General can breach the peace of the country and erode the trust the public has in the esteemed office of the Attorney General. I pray this petition be given due and expeditious consideration. So that's Jakpa. Say, see, I didn't show something in a muna baby and a chromophone too. Now, Enra Menkotia, 1st October, there's a fresh petition, another article 146 against Justice Yonny Kulendi. Private person being a file, my main can was say, a fresh petition has been submitted calling for the removal of Supreme Court Justice Emmanuel Yonny Kulendi of allegations of misconduct and conflict of interest in a high-profile ambulance case involving minority leader Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson and Richard Jakpa. The petition accused Justice Kulendi of compromising judicial ethics by being involved in matters connected to prosecution of his cousin, despite not directly adjudicating the case. The complainant accused Justice Yonny Kulendi of improper interference in proceedings at the High Court in the ongoing ambulance scandal, Republic versus Cassiel Ato Forson and 2 others. This conduct violates several provisions of the Code of Conduct for Justices and Magistrates and erode public confidence in judicial integrity, impartiality, and independence, which are principles principles upon which the justice system is founded. Or see, the petitioner argued that the appearance of divided loyalty by a Supreme Court judge, particularly in a case involving his blood relative, threatened the legitimacy of the entire legal system. The petitioner further attached several documents in support of his claim, including the ruling of the High Court dated June 6, 2024, the cross-examination of Jakpa versus the Republic by the Republic in the Republic versus Cassiel Ato Forson and 2 others, evidence of a WhatsApp conversation between Richard Jakpa and the former Attorney-General and Minister for Justice, and the affidavit filed by the Republic in the Republic versus Cassiel Ato Forson and 2 others. But for Richard Jakpa, giving the testimony in a court or board Justice Yonny Kulendi, because some of the matters happening in the court. It brings you a WhatsApp conversations. Interbrant energy is based on sa Nyamana Justice Yonny Kulendi ye ni fie Godfred Dame be hu Kulendi or be hu Jakpa woni ade no. Yinedi okoti misconduct ya education actually article 146 no or 6 ye be Chief Justice dia mamen kan mo say a justice of the Superior Court or a chairman of a regional tribunal shall be removed from office for stated misbehavior and only the madam get to the dono incompetence or grounds of inability to perform the functions of his office arising from infirmity of the mind. Into no misconduct, it can be found under misbehavior. So I say, what's it? What the office no obunanimtia? What is the process? See, a justice of the Supreme Court or of adjudicator or chairman of the region may only be removed in accordance with the procedure specified in this article. So what are the procedure? If a president receives a petition for the removal of a chief of a justice of the Supreme Court other than the Chief Justice or the removal of the chairman of a regional tribunal, he shall refer the petition to the Chief Justice, who shall determine whether there is prima facie case. Into unlike get to talk on here about Court Council of State one, in this matter, President Mahama will refer the matter to the acting Chief Justice, that is Justice Bafuboni, to determine whether there is prima facie just a nyinaswabu case in Imana. Or see, when the Chief Justice decides there is a prima facie case, he shall set up a committee consisting of 3 justices of the Superior Court or chairman of the regional tribunal or both, appointed by the Judicial Council, and 2 other persons who are not members of the Council of State, nor MPs, nor lawyers, who shall be appointed by the Chief Justice on the advice of the Council of State. Obefa nipa 5 at the committee 3 as some Supreme Court justices, 2 na some MPs, and some lawyers, and some Council of State. But 2 no bebo dia, they need to confer, and as a Chief Justice, and so on the Council of State. The committee appointed under clause 4 of this article shall investigate the complaint and shall make recommendations to the Chief Justice, who then forward them to the President. Inti on wi omunya no da come president na won ye be yinadi and I say yinadi. So this is the conclusion of the matter. If from Eugene say to me channel friend the credit channel subscribe me na click the bell notification me video be to ma obehunu atimi ahwepi. It's unlike me video now when but share your comments. I love to read your comment based on all these nuance I've given you no. Now we are app any place or one pan rate or na bebo ko download bi na fedi ojuma. Me hia opa Ghana so hia. Bye bye.